Okay, we are live in YouTube. Good afternoon, YouTube. We are here for one more immersion, English immersion. And I'm Ayla, and I will guide this conversation. Today, I'm covering for Catherine. And today with me are Iago and Daniel. So it's a pleasure, guys, to receive you, and I hope you enjoyed this immersion. Before we start, I'm gonna clarify, guys, I'm not a teacher. I'm just a student, an English student as you all. Uh, and this immersion, it's not a class. It's a space to conversation, to practice our speaking skills. Talking Talk is a language conversation platform for beginner, intermediate, advanced speakers. And here you can practice, beside the English, we can practice Spanish, French, Italy, and German. Uh, and feel free, okay, guys, to talk to a lot because there is no corrections, there is no judgmental. It's a space to it was created just to make us feel comfortable and confident to start speaking another language. And I hope you enjoy this immersion. Today we are going to talk about expectations. And I think it's a good topic, like I said before, uh, because there is a lot. I think we receive expectation from uh, um, our whole life. We expectation happens in our lives from our family, from uh, I don't know, our work and ourselves, even in ourselves. And it's good to know how to deal with, because if not, it could be, I think, dangerous for our mental health and the other situation in our life. Okay, guys. Before we start, it's good uh, to talk a little bit ourselves and to make a little presentation. So, could you introduce yourself for us, Danielle?
Okay, I am Daniel Bernardo. I am 29 years old and I live in Caraí, metropolitan region of Ceará. And I work with cloud computing. And I have a degree in computer engineer. And that's it. It's is my second immersion on the platform.
Welcome aboard, Daniel. I think it's my first time I talk to you, and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, thank you. And you, Iago?
Hey, hello again, guys, and welcome, Daniel. I think that you really enjoy this community. Everyone's really welcoming. I love being here. It's really nice. So my name is Iago. I'm 29. I live in Apuiarés, a small town in Ceará. I live here with my husband and 7 cats. I don't think that
Seven
no,
cats.
I don't have anyone here with me. They usually are around here, but today I don't have anyone. I work as an instructional designer and I love to read in my free time. I like embroidering. Recently, I started trying to aquarella painting, and I think that's it.
So thank you for sharing, Iago. And about me, I'm Ayla, guys. I'm from Belém. It's not from Brazil. I'm here on Talking Talk since 2021, and I become a host since last year. I try to improve my English as much as possible. I've been studying French as well, and it's another challenge, but I like it. Sometimes it's a little crazy because when I I'm talking English and suddenly I start to speaking French. It's okay. It's curious and I appreciate this. Okay, I think now we can start our conversation. Iago, could you read the question number one and start discussing for us, please?
Okay. How do you usually handle high expectations from others? I don't think that I don't handle in any way with other people's expectations from me. I don't know. I think that it doesn't make sense, you know. I think that we put too much pressure on ourselves already to care too much about other people's expectations. So sometimes I don't even want to care about my own expectations on myself, you know, because I'm the kind of person that I put too much pressure on myself. I should be kinder to myself, I think, sometimes. But from others, I really don't listen expectations. I I'm really welcoming to receive feedbacks in any way or to have a really nice and deep conversation about something that I can be better on, something on my relationship with my husband, with my friends, you know, the people that I am close with. But I don't like to, I'm not attached anymore to other people's expectations, I think.
Yeah, I think create expectation, it's so common. It's normal. I think it's part of when we are doing something new. Uh, uh, but I think it's important to create realistic expectation and to pay attention more your reality and and about to create expectation on others. It's important to have a good communication and I think Daniel talked about this because sometimes we create a expectation only our mind and don't speak about this to others and sometimes it could be a problem for our relationship, for example. And yeah, I agree with you, Iago. I think uh, I try to deal with the no create high expectations. I don't like it. I think yeah, it's when it's impossible don't create because I think our dreams move us and but no create a high expectation, especially if I don't prepare something. I don't. I think it's good to create expectation, but you need to work to to work, to learn, to do something to achieve it, and not just to, oh, I just will create a high expectation in my mind, and I don't push myself to achieve it. And I think this way you can get frustrated, and it's complicated, and yeah, I think for me, the first one is no create high expectation and create, yeah, but a realistic, we talk about others in a clearly indirect a way to explain about my expectation, and I think it could be useful, and yeah. And for you, Daniel, what did you think about this question? Do you usually handle how high expectations from others? I can't hear you, Daniel.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, you
Ah,
can hear me?
okay, I
Okay.
got now, yes.
I agree of you, but I agree with you, and I normally try to do my best, but when I understand the high expectations for something, I try to say something in advance, so as not to disappoint anyone who is expectation something unrealistic or impossible. But this doesn't always happen. Sometimes I have a problem. I am afraid to say something that mad problem. And I end up sacrificing myself to try to meet that expectation, something. Uh, and it's hard to me talk to expectation don't if I don't attend. Right? It's a very hard for me.
Very good, very good. I totally agree with you. I think uh, when someone creates a high expectation about us, I think it's so necessary to to set limit about this.
Yeah.
To explain to them, oh, I maybe you can say, oh, I think this expectation you are creating about me, it could be better for you
Mm,
because we are different. And I think it's so common, high expectation coming from parents to their parents, or parents to their children. And yeah, and it's so hard when it happens. I think children can feel like so um, pressure to meet their parent expectation, and it's no good. I think it's important to talk, to explain to them their reality and their feelings, and yeah, I think it's for me, it's the first one. It's so important to set limit. And okay, thank you.
I think that you are glitching a little bit, your image. I don't know if it's just
I
for
don't
me.
know what
no,
happened.
it's pink,
You are pink.
a pink image. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh,
You're looking like Pink Diamond from
yeah.
Steven Universe. I don't know if you know the character.
I thought was a some emoji of Zoom.
But can you hear me well, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Ah, okay. So no problem. It's strange, but I don't know what happened, guys. Okay, Daniel, I will continue with you. Would you read the question number 2, please?
Yes. Do you think having expectation helps or hurts relationships? Why? Um, assim, for me, it depends, né? I believe that having expectation and sad times can are good. It's important to show interest and carry. né? But if the expectation are high or unrealistic, impossible for the people, they can cause a frustration or disappointment and hurt the relationship. That is my clear communication is always very important in the relationship and friends and the parents, né? To avoid uma expectation or frustrations. I believe in, again, que clear communication is more important than expectations. né? If people talk openly, there is less chance of disappointment. né?
Very good. Thank you for sharing, Daniel. I totally agree. I think for me, there is no other way. I think you need to be honest and to set a limit to try and explain because and it's no I think it's important to know blame us. Oh, I could meet their expectation because I think everyone should respect others, even if it's there is a relationship between parents and children and friends. Sometimes there is some expectation from our friends, and it's complicated to handle about this. And or I don't know, our other relatives, our family. If you are married, you can receive from some expectation from your husband or wife, whatever. So, and I think it's important to talk, to open your heart. So, sorry, but this expectation, it's not for me. I'm not feeling good about this. And so let me live my respect my time and something like that, you know. I think in a politely way you can explain, you can deal with. Maybe it could be helpful. And yeah, that's my opinion. And for you, Iago.
Yeah, I think about this question, I think that it depends from the relationship and the other person that we are dealing with. Because sometimes, for example, I think that the expectations that we need to deal the most is our parents' expectations, I think, because they raise us and they expect us to be in a little box that they think that we need to be. And I think that it depends because I don't know. I don't know if expectations are really helpful, I think that it's important to be on the same page with the other person when it comes to expectations. But I don't know. I think that because when I think of relationships in general, I think that the most important thing for me is to have the same values that the other person, share something in commons, because then I don't need to think too much about the expectation that I have on this other person. I think that when we have some values in common and we share some common thinking, it's easier on this. I think that expectation from others can come from a place that is from a disagreement, that the other person don't agree with something that you do, that you are, and that's why they are disappointed with this expectation that they have about us. So I really don't know. I think that having expectations can hurt more than help. I think that it's helpful when you are in the same page that the other person. For example, you in your relationship with the person that you live, you need to have some things in common. You don't need to have everything in common because you are different persons, people. But you have to share some common thinking. But yeah, about expectations, I really don't know if they can be helpful because it's something that we can expect, but it can't be true in some points. It's only something that we create in our minds, and it could not be aligned with the other person, and that's fine.
Very good. I agree with you. It's I don't know, but it's something you we tend to create in our mind, and but you forget to talk it to others about this, especially in our relationship. So, and it could be a cause of disagree or argument because this, but uh, we should to think, oh, I I created it in my mind, but I never talked to him or to her about this before, and now I get frustrated. Uh, it's complicated. It's communication is the key. It's the key to avoid this and you should think it's no good to put so much pressure, so much expectation on others because people, like I said, people are different, and it's like when you want to someone uh, uh, behave as you would like, or how you would like if something happens, but that is unexpected situation, and you need to sometimes uh, uh, I mean sometimes you to organize something to happen, and even though when you do everything is so well, sometimes there is some unexpected situation, or uh, the things didn't happen as you'd like, and you need to deal with. It's out of your control, so, and it's complicated, but when it happens, so yeah, it's normal to get frustrated, but it's no good to blame you, or to let this as a big deal. So, oh, I'm so frustrated. I can't handle about this. No, it's important to use it as a learning, or maybe, and to open your mind, and to maybe to change your plans. Could be helpful, could be a good way to improve yourself. I don't know. It's important to open your mind, and don't to feel so too much stressed and frustrated, something like that, I think. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I think we can make it, we can practice self-compassion with us. It's important, uh, at least for me. That's my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna read the question number 3. It's my turn to read. Have you ever felt pressured by someone's expectation of you? How do you deal with it? Yeah, like I said, I felt from my parents. I remember when I need to choose my career, or when I need to make a decision about my personal lives, and it's common. Or maybe sometimes I receive some expectation from my best friend. But yeah, I think like I said, it's so common, but you need to clarify to other how you feel like about this, and set limit, and remind yourself you can't please agradar everyone all the time. I think that's it. I think. And for you, Daniel, what did you think about this question?
For me, not very moments, but mainly at work, where an expectation is generated regarding the delivery time of a certain activity, or need to solve a problem very quickly. In these cases, when I see that is impossible, or uh, I don't believe to meet the expectation, I already say very clearly and objectively that this expectation or deadline will not be possible to meet. In my family, I don't have this problem. Don't remember uh, in this situation. And my friends, more or less, so many things, situations, but I don't remember in situation. But at work is a constantly.
Uh, I think it's constantly at my work too, because I work with the deadline. Sometimes it's so hard to deal with. Thank you, Daniel. And for you, Iago, what are your opinion?
I think that I felt really pressured by my parents, I think, because, because of a lot of things. You know, it was expected for me to be straight. I'm not. It was expected for me to work with my parents, and I didn't want to. My dad wanted me to study like business, or I don't know how to say contabilidade. I think that is accountability. I think I don't know exactly. Something like that, to take care of the business, because he's a entrepreneur. He has uh, a little store, and I didn't want to work with them. I worked with them all my teenage years, and it was really exhausting because every problem that they had in work, we discussed at home. So it wasn't healthy, you know. I needed to get out of that situation. Then I did something totally unexpected from them. Um, and yeah, I think that it was more in this way. I think that at work I do good, I think, with the expectations, you know. Sometimes I feel that some people try to pass me too much work when I can take it. And I always said like, oh, I have this one thing to finish. Do you want me to finish this thing, or I have to prioritize this other thing that you are sending me right now? And I leave that to the other person also, because it can't be my responsibility only, you know. I need to the other person, the manager, to be responsible with what they are passing me, because sometimes you accept so much work and you can't deal with the things that you need to do. And I don't know, if you forget something, if you do something that it was not good, and the fault is only on you. So I think that it's important to to share the responsibility with the other person, you know, to the leader, to your coworker. Yeah, but I think that mainly it was with my parents a few years ago, 10 years ago to be accurate.
My gosh, it's hard. Our parents, it depends on the parents, but there is some parents so difficult to do with. Mm, yeah, thank you, Iago. Could you read the next, Iago, please? The number 4.
Okay, what's one expectation you have for yourself that it was difficult to meet? I think that there is an expectation that I still have, that that I'm not where I want to be when it comes to my career, I think, you know. Um, so I think that's something that I'm still trying to manage, because even though I like what I do, I still think sometimes that I am now what I want to be, but that's because I don't know exactly what I want to do. I still have a lot of doubts with my career, with the thing that I want to do, you know. So the thing that I need to do with myself is to remind me that I need to be kind to myself, not to put too much pressure on me. Of course, it's important to think about my future and what I want to my career and build a path for that, but not not putting too much pressure, you know, because that's not good for us. I think it can only do some harm to ourselves. So I think that I need to balance this. I try, but I still think that I need to be better with it, my own expectations.
Sometimes it's worth it to deal with our own expectation. Uh, I used to be like this in the past with myself, to put so much pressure to meet my expectation, you know. So it's terrible. I think if when you are getting older, I think you are getting better about this. It's good. I think nowadays I feel like oh, I'm more relaxed about this. And but yeah, for me nowadays, I think one example I remember now, it's about to talk a new language maybe, and because I could understand when I was in the beginning, I create no a high expectation, but I create expectation to talk. It's important, like we said before, I consider expectation movers, can move us uh, to follow our achievement. But when I started and I felt so dismotivated and because it was so difficult. When I noticed it takes time and I could focus more and to have patience and to put effort and I could understand each one has your time and it's no good to compare yourself to others. So I could understand it, and I stopped putting too much pressure on myself to attend it, you know. So and yeah, nowadays I can talk, but I can improve. But I try to. I would say I try to live one day at a time, and that's okay. That's okay. So be patient and try do my best. Day by day, I try do my best, and I think it's good, and I can use it as a self-knowledge. Uh, maybe I don't know, guys. I don't know because sometimes I how can I say eu viajo. I take my mind far away in the so I talk to myself and I say, oh, you need to be patient with yourself, okay? Take your time and yeah, that's okay. And for you, Daniel, what did you think about this question, please?
For me, graduation in my area of activity is very difficult, né? And most of the time, I had to work and study, né? And which made it difficult for complete some class, né? I improved in or five classes along of and graduation. I believe that is the biggest difficulty in terms of the expectation. And however, the expectation of learning English. I have a difficulty to of time in maintain the consistency in some activities. Uh, Talk for me is a new challenge. I understand intermediate and good and all people's communication, but talk is a new challenge, né? I have an expectation and unlock this afraid in a certain period, and that's it.
Yeah, Daniel. It's so normal, happens, and I think we need to practice self-compassion uh, with us. I do believe about this, and if you want to, if you are here, you are, we all are trying to do our best in this moment. I think I try to think about this and to be resilient, to be constant. It's so important to be constant what I want to achieve. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. And I think your turn to read, Daniel, please. The number 5.
Right? And how do you react when your expectations aren't met? Um, I try and to check if there is something with my power, né, and that I can uh, to do solve the situation, but it is something that I have said before, and I would not able to meet expectation. I don't worry if uh, I communicate the situation in already before, and I don't worry. There is this. That's it.
Yeah, so good. Very good. I think in my case, when there is that situation, I can feel frustrated, a little disappointed because I put effort. Probably I put it effort, but if I failed, I tried adjusted my perspective. Maybe I can learn from this situation. It's an opportunity to learn. That's it. And for you, Iago,
I think that mostly I have expectations when it comes to food or something that I buy, when when I expend money on something. So for me, it's really disappointing when I pay to something and the product is not what I expected, or the food doesn't taste so good, you know? And it's really sad when we pay a lot and it's really awful. So I think that when it comes to these things, I have expectations and I get really sad when I don't met these.
also good examples. I totally forgot about this, but it's terrible, terrible. Oh my gosh, when we buy something and they don't meet our expectations, and you
Yeah,
are so expensive, and yeah, it could be a, a bad feeling. Yeah.
yeah. When it's a
Exactly.
product, you can always return, right? When you buy something, but when it comes
But the
to
food,
food, it's really disappointing because you already ate, you didn't like it, it was expensive, but you still need to pay.
and I only remember this phrase, expectation versus reality. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. Okay, thank you, Iago. And the next, I think we need to one more time to answer one more question, guys. Iago, could you choose some question? Feel free to, up to you to choose.
Okay. I think the number 9 is a good one. How do societal expectations shape the way we live our lives? I think that society in general can shape a lot of what we do or how we behave, because that's a thing that it's like a common sense and you expect it to be something, to do something. And I think that when it comes to a bigger picture, we might put some pressure on ourselves that it's not ours, that it's from the other people that we don't even know, but it's society in general trying make us think on a specific way or act in a specific way. I think that it can influence a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree. There is some pressure from societal expectation, and they shape it's shape what are you need to what are you should do, what are we should be behave, like you said, and it's terrible, terrible because we are different. Each one is a person, so it's complicated. I don't like this. I think it's I try to put everyone in the same box, and it's hard. Yeah. Thank you, Iago. And for you, Daniel.
Uh, well, um, well, that's what I said. Many time now, our decisions and behaviors and are thought about what is considered correct and normal, acceptable in our culture, né? Whether it is related on work, relationship, or values, for example. For example, it's very common to think that is someone have your success if have your cars, your house, or stable job, and with good money, good pay, and rather than doing what they have joy, né? Love, passion in activity, né? And these norms, né, can, for me, like, can provide a false sense of structure and pertencing, but they can also limit, be a limiting of the people, can feel pressure, to conform, even if it goes against the true desires, né? So, however, and the association expectation are not fixed. We need and following uh, our dream sonhos. That's it.
Yeah, Daniel. So good, very good. Thank you for sharing. I would like, as it's your first measure with me, I would like to know how was your opinion about this conversation? Uh, could you share a little about this?
It's a good experience. I nervous, but it's very good.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a pleasure for me to welcome you and Iago in today's Imagine. I think it's a good subject. And for you, Iago, how was the conversation? What are your opinions?
Yes, it was really nice to talk about this. I think that it's something that it's always on the back on our mind, how we deal with expectation, the expectation that we have on ourselves, so the expectation that we have on other people, on our relationships. And it was a good subject to think about it and to talk about it.
Yeah, thank you, Iago. Guys, our conversation is over. I put the link of survey, and if you could, for sure, you can let your opinion if you like, if you don't like, or just let some suggestion. It was a pleasure for us, for our development, okay? And I hope you see you the next time.